Pull a vibe now.
Handles. Ooh, handles. Laura.
Steve.
He's in the zone.
Hi, Laura. I have a message from Dad. Really? What is it? Stop that!
Back with another video. Life lessons of Steve and Laura. It's Steve and Laura time. Check your time because it's all the time. What is the life lesson? What we put in our eye gate, what we put in our ear gate, what we're watching, what we're listening to, what we're allowing to be entertained by is affecting us, and it's bringing either a positive, impact on your life or it's bringing a negative impact on your life. And that's just facts. Let's go.
It's 3 hours into Halloween. I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm not sleeping tomorrow night. I might not even sleep until Thanksgiving.
That's a long time there, buddy.
Steve, why are you still afraid? I mean, didn't you get rid of that silly dummy?
Yep. Lusty sawdust down the toilet.
Steve, there are 3 reasons you shouldn't be afraid.
But let's look at this real quick with Laura. The time out at 3 a.m. to figure out what's bothering Steve. I think that's actually really sweet.
1, he's not real.
She's giving him good advice, too.
2, you flushed him down the toilet.
Right.
And 3, he's not real.
He's not real.
Well, thanks for your concern, Laura, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Yeah, Laura. What's wrong, Laura?
Morning, my little love basket.
Not so loud, Steve. Who moved the sink? It used to be a lot closer.
Laura look like she's sick, boy. What's she been doing?
Looks like Miss Missy Miss is getting a visit from Mr. Hangover.
Ah.
I'm into you lately. I don't think you've ever had a drink in your life. Last night you turned into the St. Pauli girl.
Right, wildin'.
Sneaking out of the house, breaking my curfew. It's like lately I'm somebody I don't even know.
I can relate. I'm there too. I guess we're just trying to find ourselves.
Oh, this is so amazing. Again, because y'all keep trying to come at Laura like she's not a human being. She just said like, yeah, man, I'm doing stuff I don't normally do. I don't even know why. I know y'all have to relate with that when it's like, I know you got to because the Bible says, why is it that I do, what I do, I don't want to do, and what I don't want to do, I do. We all struggle with that. And so I think that's what Laura is struggling with right now. And understand that this is in connection. Everything that she's going through right now is in connection to what her relationship is with Steve right now. But I also love on the other side here with Steve that he's saying, I can relate. Seems like a bad thing. And a lot of times we feel like this in life where these situations feel bad, but they're actually good because in the process of messing up sometimes you discover yourself. You know what I'm saying? You discover like this, hey, this isn't me. Now, because Laura's growing and Steve needs to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right.
Laura, if you ever need anybody to talk to, a pair of broad shoulders to lay your burdens on,
right,
I'm always available.
Friendship.
Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Or if you need somebody to talk to and just see the maturity. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate that. It's just beautiful.
And I'm also available if you'd like to pick up where we left off last night.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember? Last night after the party? When you planted that big wet one on me?
Steve, I was drunk last night. But I didn't plant anything big or wet anywhere near you.
Now remember, this is Steve and Laura. They kick it. They hang out. They sit down on the couch and can watch your own TV raps. Laura said that. What are you talking about? To me, is an indication she knows exactly what he's talking about, trying to throw him off a little bit. Because why? Laura's not ready to deal with that yet. Laura never thought she would experience this level of passion. You know what I'm saying? This level of love. So Laura's heart is bubbling over with things that she does not, understand yet. And when your heart starts doing stuff before your mind does, it's an adjustment.
Oh, yes, you did. Why, you laid a kiss on me that singed my nostril hairs. The kind of kiss that changes things forever between you and me.
Steve.
Oh, now come on, Laura. You're honestly saying you don't remember that kiss?
Whew.
Sorry, babes.
They've had a friendship and they've had something that's been building, but now they've gone where no man has gone before. Okay, is life altering, life changing. It ain't life altering or life changing by a kiss. I'm like it is when it's Steve and Laura. It is when you have been building for this long. It is when you've loved this woman since you were 6 years old.
Well then, things aren't any different between you and me.
Steve, trust me. Things are exactly the same between us.
That kiss was the greatest moment of my life. And Laura doesn't even remember it.
The side of it with Steve, like Steve, like, look, girl, you put a kiss on me, girl. I'm not gonna ever forget. It don't matter. And then let's remember, Steve has been supposedly kissing on Myra for the last whatever years. But there's something behind Laura's kiss. There's friendship now there. There is love, that true love that's there. That's why I think I love so much about Steve and Laura, that it's not lust, right? With Myra, there's a lot of lust there. And with Laura, it's not lust, and Steve is feeling that. And it's when you really go and you kissing on that person, it's real true love and that passion and that friendship and that love is there. It should be life-changing. You know, it should be something that you hold on to for the rest of your life.
A conversation if two people talk.
You ain't paying no attention.
I'm sorry. It's just something's been on my mind for the last couple of days.
Ooh, that patch of small hair on the chin.
Stop, Maxine.
Ever since Steve started improving himself, I find myself sort of, kind of, well, you know.
What?
Attracted to him.
This explains it. Can cause brain damage.
You know, it just really baffles my mind that people actually think that Laura's in the wrong here. People are like, you know, oh, now she want to be with Steve. And it's like, why wouldn't somebody want to be with the best version of yourself? Okay.
It's dangerous to pick before you grow. My advice to you is to grow as much as you can. Use this single season to grow as much as you can. Because when you evolve, your attraction does too.
So I just wonder how hard is it to get what Laura's dealing with right now? When you mature and you grow, your attraction changes and it grows. And that's what's happening with Laura now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Goodness gracious.
No, I'm serious. Remember last night when Steve said I kissed him, but I told him I didn't remember because I was too drunk?
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't that drunk.
Oh.
You remember the kiss?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you liked it?
Oh, yeah, she did. She did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Girl, you actually like Steve Urkel?
If Laura was not maturing and growing herself, she still would not even like the mature version of Steve. But it's because she's also growing and changing and maturing.
It's dangerous to pick before you grow. Because when you evolve, your attraction does too.
So when did it ever become bad for somebody to appreciate, the better version of you? To desire the better version of you. When was that wrong? Why would somebody want a lesser version of somebody and we're clapping that like that's good? Because that's what Myra did. But then we're going to give Laura the thumbs down because she wants and is attracted to the better version of Steve. Y'all let culture really jack up your minds, man.
Girl, you actually like Steve Urkel?
I'm starting to.
Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. Do you think a kiss ignited to where she's in deep thought? Do you think one kiss did this? No.
Ooh, Laura's Cajun meatloaf. Sign me up for seconds.
Dishing out dinner, Lord. Sign me up for seconds.
Laura better marry a rich man, because the poor baby shoot can't cook.
Oh, no.
This meatloaf reminds me, I gotta repave the driveway.
Oh, no.
Man, this makes broccoli seem like dessert.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
glad I spoiled my dinner with a candy bar.
Look how they're eating. Is Steve the only one that likes Laura's meatloaf? But you know what, though? Meatloaf is a lot harder to make than you think. Like, there is, I say, a gift or a talent to it. You can't just throw some meat together and call it meatloaf. I love the fact right now that it don't matter who else likes it, as long as Steve does, right? Yeah. Sorry, Steve.
Steve looks really nice tonight. I'm so confused. I love Stefan, but lately I'm attracted to Steve.
You are attracted to me.
Huh.
Boy, you're so crazy.
Crazy.
I distinctly heard you thinking you are attracted to me.
Steve, what's going on?
Okay, I gotta get on my my Charles Barkley. First of all, but do you think Laura just suddenly became attracted to Steve? Is maturing. So do you think these feelings that Laura's talking about? Do you think they just suddenly jumped because he took off his suspenders? Or is there something always that's building there? But Steve calling her out right now. Oh.
An experiment of mine backfired earlier today, and now I can read minds. No, it's true.
Laura's face for two reasons. One, I keep trying to tell you, if Steve says he does something, Laura has always believed in Steve's abilities. She's always believed in his inventions, even though they blow up and do everything else. But the other thing is, he just read her mind. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, stuff is getting exposed. It's getting exposed.
Oh, it's true. Tell you what. Somebody thinks something, and I'll tell you what it is.
Poor child has finally lost it.
No, I haven't, Harriet. She was thinking the poor child has finally lost it. That's right. And Laura, I read your mind when you thought that you were attracted to me.
I better get out of here before I think something I might regret.
Ooh. So here's the thing, man. Steve is excited. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? And you got to understand when there's an attraction, right? Steve feels it. He feels it. He feels her attraction. It's just, everything is doing everything right now. But he is wrong here, though. Because the one thing that him and Laura have always been able to do is talk to each other. In that kitchen, right there at that table, they have had many one-on-one conversations. Laura's having that inner dialogue with herself. So Steve should have kept that in, and talked one-on-one with Laura about it later. And he may have gotten a different response than what he's getting right now.
Steve, I don't know what you're up to, but reading minds is like opening someone else's mail.
Right.
No, I'm not.
You just don't do it.
This is creepy.
It is. Cray.
Carl, I thought reading minds would be a good thing.
Invading somebody's privacy
There you
is
go.
never a good thing.
There you go. And that's what Steve did. That's what he did. He can't help that he heard Laura's, it's weird to even say it. Steve cannot help that he heard Laura's thoughts, but he could control telling everybody. So that's why I say, I understand he's excited and all that type of stuff, but it wasn't his place to just blurt out her inner dialogue with herself. And the other thing that I found very puzzling is that nobody was puzzled by that confession of Laura. Nobody even responded to that. I thought that was interesting.
Want to see me?
Oh, I just wanted to apologize for snooping through your thoughts the other day.
Ah, that's good to do.
I wonder if he's doing it now.
Oh, yes, I am, but I can't help it.
Yeah, he can't help it.
But don't worry, I'm going to stop. I'm going to run the machine in reverse.
Is this machine safe?
Absolutely 100%. You're not wearing a metal bra, are you?
No.
Or do stuff and it goes over a majority of people's heads. Steve could have apologized to Laura at home. They live in the same house, right? But he wants Laura to see he really is sorry. Instead of just going and apologizing to her, he's like, look, I'm going to take it one step further. I want you to be here so you can see. Why is Steve doing this though? Trust. Remember that thing with Steve and Laura? The trust, the honesty. He wants Laura, especially now, okay? He wants Laura to be able to trust him. And so that's why he's doing this. I think it's really dope.
You all right?
You all right?
Oh. I need you to think something. Anything. What'd you have for breakfast?
I had a cup of tea and some Captain Crunch.
Well, go ahead, think something.
Well, I did.
Yippee! I'm cured! I didn't hear a word you were thinking.
I didn't hear a
Steve, we
word
need
you
to
were
destroy
thinking.
this machine. It's dangerous.
Very interesting things going down. But the one thing that I want to point out, because people, you just don't understand Laura Winslow. So you know what I'm saying? For y'all that really want to know, let me break it down to you one time. You know, you got to understand what Laura's doing here. And people always shortchange Laura, man, and don't recognize what Laura's actually doing here is once again protecting Steve, right? She kissing on him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Some of her feelings are coming out or coming to the surface, but she's still trying to figure them out, right? We saw that when she was having dinner and her inner thought, and Steve exposed it, right? You know, with his special powers, okay? With his special powers. But Laura's having, what did she tell Maxine here? I've had, some things on my mind for the last couple of days. It's bothering her, not in a harassment type of way, but like in deep thought, right? So the first thing we have to understand is because Laura does not understand how she feels about everything, she's not going to go and play with Steve's heart. Again, another sign of how much Laura actually does love Steve, because she will tell him no to her, to her. You know, like Laura can be like, okay, well, this is what a lot of us do. Well, let me go figure out my feelings while I mess with their feelings. Laura's not doing that. Laura's like, let me figure out what I'm feeling before I fully bring him in. Yeah, is she kissing on him? Yeah, she kissing on him. Okay, it's happening. Okay, but as far as like, oh yeah, Laura, like she said, Steve, what are you talking about? I don't remember. But then she tells Maxine she does. That is Laura protecting Steve. Period. You know what I'm saying? And her, because she does not understand how she feels. If some of us would take that, that route, there'd be a lot less of us walking around with broken hearts, because we're like, let me figure out how I feel while I feel on them. And Laura's like, no, let me fall back and let me figure out what it is I'm feeling before I just go and like, yeah, Steve, da 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 da. She doesn't understand what she's feeling. Laura, remember, Laura was on her, her Destiny's Child. No, 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 no. Right? She was on her Destiny's Child telling Steve, it ain't ever going to happen. If it does, it's not going to be for a while. So you got to understand, Laura is at a place where she is feeling things that she's never felt before or thought that she would never feel. And so that's the first thing we got to recognize is Laura is actually, once again, protecting Steve's heart from her, because she knows, again, what is Steve asking for Laura? Not just a date, not just a girlfriend, marriage, wife, forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what so Laura already has that in her brain. If I'm with Steve, it's for life. Do people get that? If I go and commit to Steve, this isn't playtime. This is lifetime. This is real time. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is, adulting. Like Laura understands that what she's doing with Stefan and what Steve is doing with Myra is not what Steve is not what her and Steve will be if they get together. So that's the first thing that we have to look at, is Laura is actually protecting Steve by telling him, I don't remember at the time. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, Steve is talking marriage and all that. And Laura's like, okay, let me catch up. Okay, I actually have feelings. I'm actually attracted to this dude. Like, I'm falling in love with him. But is she still on the marriage level yet? So that's what we got to understand. Back one time again, I'm going to bring my sis back. But the one thing that Steve continues to do is rush things. Just been like, you know what? I'm going to let her come to me with that. Again, what he's been doing. That maybe, like, he was sitting there like, man, and Laura doesn't even remember, which she doesn't realize she does remember. But again, we're talking about timing. We have to respect timing. We have to respect the process.
All I never answer because I pray. If it's not for me, Lord, then let it be delayed. Help me. It's not for me, Lord, then let it be delayed.
Yeah, we had to play that again. This is what I love right here. And this sums up Steve and Laura. This is so powerful. Listen to what she said. She said, if it's not for me, listen to the words. If it's not for me, then let it be delayed. Think about that. Wait a minute. Well, if it's not for me, then take it away. No, she said, let it be delayed. Because could it possibly be that the timing in which you want it, it's not for you? But if you let it be delayed and you let it be on time, you know what I'm saying? then it is the right time. And that's what we got to understand, that Steve doesn't recognize about Steve and Laura, and half of y'all so-and-sos don't recognize about Steve and Laura, that everything is about timing. You always say, I always hear people say, you know, Laura made him wait and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, guys, things take time. Is that the love between him and Laura has never been denied. It's just delayed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I just want to, I'm trying to tell y'all, the love story of Steve and Laura is one of the greatest ever. It's going to be certain things, certain people, certain situations in your life that are going to come. And God's like, not now, but it's not a no. Just because it's delayed does not mean it's denied. But let me speak on this thing here that I kind of touched on a little bit. The other thing that I really love about the Steve and Laura love story is that it is love, that it's friendship, you know. And so these kisses that Steve and Laura are expressing are not the same thing that she is expressing with Stefan, or that Steve is even expressing with Myra, because majority of that is lust. Okay, I know that we have mixed them in between, you know, you do the Harlem Shake between the love and the lust, but there is a difference between love and lust, right? That's why Laura is so in her thoughts right now, because she's kissed other guys, she's kissed Stefan, you know what I'm saying, even passionately, right? But it did not feel like this, because it's love, right? It's because it's genuine love. And not only that love is backed up. The starter kit to Steve and Laura's love is friendship. And it is such a beautiful thing. And that's why their kisses are so beautiful. And those kisses, you know, it got Laura's head messed up, it got Steve's head messed up, they feeling stuff, and that's why I said people think it's love. No, it is a love, and that, you know, like I said, that it was birthed out of friendship, and that's what makes their Steve and Laura's kisses what they are, because they're wrapped up in sweet love. They're wrapped up in sweet friendship. Something we should all desire and admire. You know what I'm saying? Love God, love people. May God bless you. May God keep you.